Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to our respected lecturer, Sir Shahriza Zambahari and all my fellow friends. Before that, let me introduce myself and all my group members. My name is Tengku Nur Syafika binti Tengku Marzuki. Along with my group members, Najwa binti Muhammad Radi, Nur Azlim binti Isa, Nur Fatini binti Abdul Aziz, Nurul Izzati binti Muhammad Hazim, and Nurana Dalini binti Rashidi. We would like to present about the financial ratio analysis for the smartphone industry in US and China. I will pass to Najwa as the first presenter.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Najah. First of all, this is the background of two companies in the same industry that we are chosen, which is Apple Incorporation and Huawei Technology Company. Apple Incorporation is an American multinational technology company headquartered in California. In addition, Apple Company designs, manufactures and markets smartphones, personal computer, tablets, wearable and accessories, and sells a variety of related services. It is considered one of the big five technology companies alongside Amazon, Google, and Facebook, while Huawei Technology Companies is a Chinese company which has become a very worldwide company due to high technological quality product and innovation. In addition to be a leading global provider of the information and communications infrastructures and the smart device. That's all from me. I will pass to Azlin to explain more about the ratio in liquidity.
Thank you, Najwa. So, this is the liquidity ratio, comparing the level of Huawei and Apple liquidity and ability to meet their obligation between 2016 until 2018. Both companies are capability to meet up its short-term debt. For the Apple and Huawei company, the current ratio is decline trend, which is from 2016 to 2018, while for the quick ratio, Apple company having a declining trend, but for Huawei, it is increasing trend. Both companies' current ratio is declining trend is because the company are invested a lot in account receivables and spend high amount of cash to purchase raw materials. Despite of this situation, both companies remain capable in meeting their short-term and maturing obligations as those ratios are still far above the norm of one time. As a conclusion, it can be summarized from the calculation and analysis above that the Apple company have shown favorable improvement in running and handling their business operation compared to Huawei. Thus, Apple have shown that they are perform better compared to Huawei from the years 2016 until 2018. Next, I will pass to the Dalini.
Thank you Azlin for the presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurana Dalini binti Rashidi and I will present about the analysis of efficiency ratio of Apple and Huawei. Now, let's look on inventory turnover ratio. Inventory turnover is a measure of how efficiently a company can control its merchandise, so it is important to have high turn. For Apple Inc. and Huawei, it shows that Apple have high inventory turnover compared to Huawei. Even Apple inventory turnover decreased a lot from 2016 to 2017, and it increased bit in 2018. But to make it as a comparison, Apple shows better performance in inventory turnover because it is high compared to Huawei. It means that Apple does not overspend by buying too much inventory and waste resources by storing non-sellable inventory. It also shows that Apple can effectively sell the inventory it buys compared to Huawei. Next is account receivable turnover ratio. This ratio measures a business ability to efficiently collect its receivable. For Apple and Huawei, Apple have more higher favorable account receivable turnover ratio compared to Huawei. It means that Apple are collecting their receivable more frequently throughout the year. Apple shows that their credit sales are more likely to be collected than Huawei. Apple account receivable is favorable from a cash flow standpoint as well. If Apple can collect cash from customers sooner, it will be able to use that cash to pay bills and other obligations sooner. And for the next slide, I will pass to Nurul Izzati to present.
Thanks Dalini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to my lecturer Sir Sharizal. My name is Nurul Izzati binti Muhammad Azim.
Today I would like to present about profitability ratio between Apple and Huawei company. The first ratio is net profit margin. The net profit margin for Apple company is decreasing from 2016 to 2017 but increasing in 2018. The net profit margin for Huawei company is increasing from 2016 to 2018. The second ratio is gross profit margin. Gross profit margin for both companies shows the decreasing trend from 2016 to 2018. As a conclusion, it can be summarized from the calculation and analysis above that the Apple company have shown favorable improvement in running and handling their business operation compared to Huawei company. Thus, Apple company have shown that they are perform better compared to Huawei company from the year 2016, 2017 and 2018. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to the Shafika. Thank you.
Thank you, Izati. My name is Tengku Nur Shafika. I will talk about the leverage ratio between these two companies. Leverage is the ability to service a debt and the degree of financial risk. The debt ratio for the Apple's company, they are increasing from year 2016 to 2018, which are quite highly leveraged. Debt ratio indicate that their ability in paying off the liabilities with its asset and shows how many assets must be sold to pay its liabilities. Basically, debt ratio below the 40% can be considered a good debt ratio, and usually a ratio above than 60% indicate that the Apple's company have a higher degrees of debt. For Huawei, their debt ratio also above than 60%, but they are decreasing from year 2016 to 2018. It shows that the Huawei's company improving in using their assets to pay its liabilities. Long-term debt for Apple's company increasing and have a higher ratio lead to business risk, but it is depend on the type of business. Since Apple's company is the large company, so it is okay for them and their assets generally liquid. For Huawei's company, their long-term debt was fluctuation from year 2016 to 2018, which is decrease and increase. Apple's company have a higher long-term debt, which means more financing a long-term debt was used. Apple's company getting more on borrowing money, which can be lead to financial distress, and same goes to the Huawei's company, which is also increased. This proves that the Apple's company depend heavily on debt financing, which directly caused the company to face higher degree of financial risk. As a conclusion, it can be summarized from the calculation that the Apple company have shown as at growing stage and aggressively looking for external financing debt to financing their expanding operation compared to Huawei company. Thus, Apple's company have shown that they are perform better compared to Huawei company from the year 2016 to 2018. I will pass to Nur Fatini to explain about the strengths and weaknesses of these two companies.
Thank you, Vika. Now I'm Nur Fatini and I will explain on the SWOT analysis for Apple's company. Under Apple's strengths, for its strong brand image, Apple is one of the most valuable and strongest brands in the world. The company is capable of introducing profitable new products by virtue of its strong brand image. In addition, Apple's marketing mix of 4P involves the premium pricing strategy, which comes with high profit margins. This internal strategic factor is a major strength because it maximizes profits even when sale volumes are limited. Moreover, the generic competitive strategy and intensive growth strategies of Apple involve effective rapid innovation, which enables the business to keep abreast with the latest technologies to ensure competitive advantages. Under Apple's weaknesses, Apple has a limited distribution network because of the company's policy of exclusivity. For example, the company carefully selects the authorized sellers of its products. This exclusivity strategy considers as a factor that limits market reach. In addition, because of its premium pricing strategy, the company has the weakness of the dependence of sales on high-end market segments. High prices attract customers from the middle and high-income brackets, while preventing customers from low-income brackets to easily purchase the company's product. This internal strategic factor is a considerable weakness because high-end market segments represent only a minority of the global market. For Apple's opportunities, Apple has the opportunity to expand its distribution network. This emphasizes the need for the company to change its distribution strategy. An expanded distribution network can help Apple reach more customers in the global market. In relation, the company has the opportunity to increase its sales volumes through aggressive marketing, especially for mobile products. This opportunity is linked to the rising demand for mobile access. Furthermore, the company has the opportunity to explore new product lines. Its current product lines are highly successful. However, the further innovation the company can develop and introduce new products, like what it has already achieved with the Apple Watch. Developing new product lines can support business growth in the international market. For Apple's strength, tough competition in the industry is partly because of the aggressiveness of firms. Apple competes with firms like Samsung, which also uses rapid innovation. Aggressive competition from competing firms has a limiting effect on Apple, thus it is necessary to have strong fundamentals for maintaining competitive advantages. In addition, the company faces the threat of imitation. This threat is significant because of the large number of local and multinational firms that imitate the design and features of Apple's product. Lastly, rising labor costs involving contract manufacturers, such as those in China, reduce profit margins or push selling prices even higher. Now moving on to SWOT analysis for Huawei. One of Huawei's biggest strengths is its extremely competitive pricing. The prominence of smartphones has skyrocketed over the last 10 years, and that leads to a huge demand for budget-friendly devices. Huawei is significantly cheaper than those luxury competitors, and despite its extremely reasonable prices, Huawei products are generally considered to be relatively high quality. While their devices might not compete with big brands in terms of quality, they appear extremely well made when compared to other budget-friendly smartphone brands. Many of Huawei's smartphones are rated 4 stars and above on major retailing sites such as Amazon, which is a true testament to their quality. Moving on to Huawei weaknesses. As a company, Huawei is mostly stripped for cash. Comparing to Apple, which is the world's largest company by market capitalization, almost $1 trillion, Huawei is worth peanuts. Relating to this, the Huawei organization itself has a very little capital behind it. This means that they need to be extremely careful in planning all of their business moves to invest in marketing or branding. As a result of the lack of capital mentioned, Huawei does not have a particularly strong brand. They have long been viewed as plainly inferior choices due to lack of marketing efforts. The brand is much stronger in the European Union than in the United States. Huawei's weak brand is partially because by the prominent Western belief that Chinese products are somehow inferior to their alternatives. This belief is especially prominent in the United States. For Huawei's opportunities, as it turns out, Huawei has been quick to innovate, having designed and built 5G-friendly mobile modems even before major chipset manufacturers such as Intel. Huawei have even offered to sell their 5G modems to Apple, which could net them a large windfall. Naturally, this would come with all the trade-offs of selling technology a major competitor. Although Huawei has little penetration in the market and American and Indian market, this means that both represent untapped revenue sources. If Huawei were able to develop a powerful strategy to enter these two markets, they could see a huge increase in their total revenue figures, given the number of potential customers. Next, brick-and-mortar stores are one of the reasons that brands such as Apple stand a tier above all others. The luxury boutique feel of a dedicated store not only provides potential customers with yet another way to purchase their devices, but also improves brand perception on a subconscious level. By opening their own physical locations across the world, Huawei would be able to improve its marketing and sales numbers simultaneously. One of Huawei's biggest threats is the smartphone market itself. Not only does Huawei have to deal with competition on behalf of major brands such as Apple, who possesses significant amounts of more capital, but it also has to deal with the threat of new entrants. A new competitor could join the market at any time and wipe away a portion of Huawei's market share with just one technological advancement. A less severe threat for Huawei is the rising labor and material costs. Manufacturing smartphones is relatively labor, so the rising Chinese labor cost is gradually increasing Huawei's overhead. The same is true for materials, which are progressively more expensive simply due to increasing demand. Together, these factors will force Huawei to increase the prices of their devices or suffer a reduction in profit margins. So I will pass it to the next presenter, which is Najwa. Thank you.
Thank you, Fartini. This is the conclusion of this study. Huawei investment and holding company has a little potential to expand due to the low level of the ratios such as liquidity, efficiency, profitability, and leverage ratio compared with the Apple incorporations. In our suggestions, company must improve on their performance on sales in order to maintain a high profit by following the strategies such as management of the risk, implementing conservative approach, finding new market and development new product lines. COVID-19 is scary to everyone. Going to market, just only one. Wearing mask is compulsory for everyone. So, please take care from spreading the virus to everyone. PM said stay at home. Gaming, studying, everything at home. Repeat the same thing every day at home. Series, let's play TikTok together at home.